Hello, so this evening I'm going to have a go at showing you how I've been inking up the new River Valley stamp with the swans. So this is what I'm going to be showing you, how to stamp. So it's a lovely River Valley with the swans flying above it. It's the Cuckmere River Valley in Sussex, near where I live. Yeah, so let's get started then. Alright, so I'm gonna print the landscape first, and I'm gonna ink up the bottom part of the landscape in Twilight VersaFine Clair. So there's very fine detail on this stamp, so the VersaFine Clair can be ideal for fine detail. You've got to be quite careful when you're using these stamps with the fine detail that there isn't any specks of dust or dirt or anything, which normally clings to the ink pads and the stamps. So it's worth having a good look at the surface of the stamp to see if there's any little bits of dust or hair or anything sticking to it. I can see some already on this one. It's always a bit of a hazard if you've got a house full of animals. You can see something there. Let's see, a couple of hairs. So I'm going to blend the VersaFine Twilight into a paler grey. I'm going to use polar blue. I'm just going to blend it in a bit. You can always use daubers for this, but you will get a bit more ink on the stamp if you don't use the daubers, so I tend to like not using the daubers if I can help it with landscapes, but the daubers are really useful for the flowers and things like that. So for this design, I've been playing around with putting a little bit of pink in the sky, so it's a bit like a sunset. So I don't really want the pale grey mixing with the pink. Maybe a tiny bit more up there. So stamp the bit I need. Always making sure you use plenty of ink with these big stamps, because they really do need quite a lot of ink. And then, just using a bit of kitchen roll, I'm going to wipe off along the top of the hill. You see, I'm just wiping off that ink so that I can then go over with the pink, and I'll have a nice, fairly clean line, hopefully. There. You can see there where I've wiped that away, and I think I'm going to use a mixture of some petal pink and a bit of cinnamon. So I'm just trying to go up to the line. Doesn't look like there's a huge amount of ink left on this ink pad. There's a bit, it's coming off now. Okay, and then I'm going to blend a little bit of cinnamon colour and a slightly more peachy pink in there as well. with that just lovely sort of wintry sky. It's a bit like there might be another little bit of dust there or something. Let's go back over that with a little bit of blue. Okay, then I'm going to blend, this is smoke grey. I'm going to blend a bit of smoke grey. And because I want the swans to go over, I want the sky to be really quite pale on this stamp. So I'm going to put a little bit of white in the sky as well. So I want the sky to be quite pale. And then the swans will show through nicely. Not having much luck with the hair. Okay. Right, I think that's enough ink now. I think that's probably inked up enough. Maybe a little bit more there. Could go on fiddling with it forever if you're not careful. I'm just going to go over some of the landscape now as well. There, I think that's enough ink on there now. So now we're ready to do a stamp. This stamp is a 12 by 12 stamp. I've only done it in the 12 by 12 size this time because it's really got a lot of detail in, so it needs to be that big. So I've got a nice big card there because I'm going to stamp the swans coming slightly off the top. Position the landscape down and then you need to press really quite hard. You can hear my creaky kitchen table. Okay. Let's see how that's going to come out. There. Oh, the cat's turned up. Alright. Alright, okay. So now, this is relatively quick because I'm just going to stamp using the twilight. It's quite a big stamp again, this. So there's quite a bit of detail on the swans. I'm just making sure it's all inked up properly. And I'm going to make the swans so they fly slightly off the top of where the landscape stamp is. Again, making sure you press in the middle and at the edges, because it's a big stamp again, this one. Let's have a look. There we go. We've got the swans flying over the landscape. I'm quite pleased with how that's come out. And you can go over it with a white paint pen if you want afterwards, something like that, like a Posca white paint pen. But you probably need to make sure you've let the background sky dry, so I might not do that right now. So there you go, that's how I've been stamping the new Cuckmere River Valley stamp with the swans flying over. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, if you want to like and subscribe, that would be great, and I'll be making lots more videos soon. So do let me know in the comments how you get on, and if you've got any questions, I'll try and answer anything. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks, bye bye.